Hello, and welcome to the episode that I promised I would do. That I was talking about last night on the first episode of my of of Liam's culinary exploits, and that's finally the fourth episode of Bad Blokes after quite literally half a year. God, has it really been that long? Yeah, suppose. Yeah, time flies at weird intervals. Anyway, yeah, so this one is about probably quite overlooked uh, criminal, the true, the brains behind the Chicago outfit. Um, the criminal organization that was fronted by Al Capone, um, who clashed with Elliot Ness of what do you call it? The prohibition stuff, prohibition agent. That's it. Um, like Nelson Van Olden in Boardwalk Empire. And it's a shame this guy wasn't actually didn't actually appear in Boardwalk Empire at all. I mean, I think the cancellation of it in after season 5 to make room for Vinyl probably had something to do with that, because they could have there was a load of things they could have covered to do with the commission, Murder Incorporated, all that kind of stuff. Where Maya Lansky, Lucky Luciano, and Bugsy Siegel could have gone. And, um, Siegel, of course, famously met his end while reading the newspaper in sometime in 1947, getting shot through his window. And yeah, it's quite gruesome. It's more gruesome than the biopic film of him. I mean, I recommend it if you want to, if you're a morbid sort like I am. Go look up the Bugsy Siegel autopsy on like Google Images or something, and it's quite grisly. So yeah, let's go back to the matter at hand. So this is Murray Humphreys, the camel, also known as the camel, and called the Hump because he wore uh, camel hair jackets. He was born Llewellyn Morris Humphreys and went by Murray. His Welsh relatives were from Powys. Like I said, he was the brains. Well, I guess like technical de facto leader of the Chicago outfit. Um, Al Capone. It's funny talking about Boardwalk Empire again. You know, um, for all his aggressive, I guess, racial jokes and slight hatred is like, if any of you have watched Boardwalk Empire, and there's that scene with him talking about, talking to that second conversation in one of the season 5 episodes where he's talking to Charlie Luciano, and when he leaves, he he, he first mocks him for not being a real Italian because he's Sicilian, and then when he leaves, he calls him a pillow biting piece of Sicilian shit. And also in one of the earlier episodes in season 3 or 4, when he's having the spat with him and Johnny Torrio, and the kind of pre-Chicago outfit thing, having the spat with the Kerry Patch, the Irish gangsters on the south side of Chicago. Dino Banion's boys, one of Dino Banion's boys, ends up beating up Jake Guzik, his bagman, a really close friend of his, who was, I think Polish Jewish anyway. So him and Johnny Torrio were quite tolerant around for as well, for who, the kind of, I guess, backgrounds could work for them. I mean, they didn't have any black people around, but maybe that was just a circumstance thing. But Yeah, yeah. Before he goes up to beat this this thug to death, Joe Miller, I think he was called, the Irish American that beats up Jake. When he hears that when Al hears that Jake got attacked, he calls him an Irish fucking prick, even though his son is actually at least half Irish through his wife, May Capone, or May Hochland. Yeah, I mean, there's more of the focus of the relationship in the film Capone, which is Tom Hardy. Missed opportunity having Stephen Graham again, because I personally, I mean, I wax lyrical, poetic, whatever about this, but it would have been interesting to see that Al Capone deteriorate, because he was already in the early 30s. He was already going mental through cocaine abuse and neurosyphilis. Killed one of his henchmen in season 5. But yeah, back to the Hump. So yeah, he was highly regarded by Al Capone, and he was very much into politics, like his third cousin. What was he called again? The Right Honourable Daffif Wigley. Yeah. So it was like almost an innate talent for getting stuck into politics. Where there's Wigley was about, I guess, I don't really know. He was more, I guess, pardon the bit of a joke, but more right honourable. Where there's Humphreys, he kind of took he was one of those that took advantage of the prohibition thing, where everyone was getting rich from it. Well, I say everyone. All the yeah, title drop. Bad blokes were getting rich from it. I mean, even those that were upholding the law just to have their own thing going on, and yeah, they were just using loopholes, or finding loopholes, I mean, going back to and digressing back to Boardwalk Empire. There's the whole thing with Philadelphia senator, or one of the prohibition, I guess, committees or whatever. I have to look up my political ranks and stability status things. But in Boardwalk, this Andrew William Mellon played. I mean, it was only 2 episodes, but he was brilliantly played by the great, probably sort of now overlooked James Cromwell. The kind of boss of the prison in the Green Mile, with the sick wife of the brain tumor. But he had his own distillery in Pennsylvania called Overholt. Yeah, and so he probably knew Humphreys probably quite well. Same with Al Capone. And yeah, another fact is that when Al Capone was doing time for tax evasion in the 30s, Humphreys actually took the reins of the Chicago outfit, but it turns out he wasn't that different from Capone in, like, cockiness and bending the rules and being a bit risky, because he himself got charged for tax evasion, but he managed to try to bugger off to, he buggered off to Indiana, and where he eventually got found. He got sentenced to 18 months and ended up doing 15 months for that somehow. And I picked out this quote when I was reading about him, which is quite I think is quite powerful and significant to do with the whole his attitude towards money making and laws and how laws can be bent and circumstances of the time. And he said the difference between guilt and innocence in any court is who gets to the judge first with the most. Yeah. Sorry if it looked like I was reading from that, but my short-term memory shit sometimes. And I like to just have all my ducks in a row, as they say. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure if I mentioned this before. His Welsh relatives came from Powys. That was supposed to kind of go with his blood, distant but not too distant blood relation with Dafydd Wigley. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that right. I know I do have some Welsh ancestry on one of my maternal sides or whatever. I don't really know. But I'm practically. Practically, it's a bit watered down, and I'm sort of Irish as well, so it kind of makes me a proto Scouse, I guess, in a way. That's what I'd call it. And yeah, so he met his end in 1965, shortly after some arrest, some incident with the police. Probably already had a bad heart, obviously, but yeah, his brother Ernest Humphreys found him. Was the first person to find him dead of a massive heart attack. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Sorry if I'm looking off to the side with the reading stuff again. So yeah, that was before because I'm crap at ending things when I'm recording. So yeah, that was Bad Blokes episode 4, and if you want to check that out, that's on my videos, my channel, and also I have a Bad Blokes playlist that some of you may have already know due to the views, where there's stuff about the Crusades, and the first cyber hackers, and again Adam Worth, one of the big inspiration behind James Moriarty from Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock novels, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I don't know when I'm going to be doing the 5th episode, but that'll be on there on the playlist and on my channel. So this is History Boy signing off, and be sure to like, subscribe, and I know eventually some of you will comment, but yeah, I'm not holding on to that really. But the engagement, it's subscriptions and other engagement, that's more than appreciated. So I'll see you later.